Abstract geometric 3D art is one of the most captivating forms of contemporary visual expression because it combines the precision of geometry with the illusion of depth, movement, light, and spatial design. In this tutorial, we will create a striking abstract geometric 3D artwork from concept to completion, focusing on composition, structure, color harmony, dimensional effects, and professional finishing techniques. Begin by preparing a clean canvas or digital workspace and spend a moment visualizing the overall direction of the piece. Rather than attempting to represent a recognizable object, think in terms of shapes interacting within space. Imagine cubes emerging from the background, angular forms intersecting one another, floating prisms, layered polygons, and architectural fragments suspended in an endless environment. The foundation of successful abstract geometric art lies in balance between order and creativity. Start by sketching a central geometric framework using light guidelines. These guidelines establish perspective and help create the illusion of depth. Consider placing a dominant shape near the center, such as a cube, hexagon, or complex polygon. Then build secondary elements around it. Varying scale is essential because larger forms naturally appear closer to the viewer while smaller forms seem farther away, creating a convincing three-dimensional effect. As you position shapes across the composition, think about rhythm and visual flow. The eye should travel naturally through the artwork, moving from one structure to another without becoming trapped in any single area. Once the primary layout is established, begin constructing dimensional forms by extending edges and defining planes. Every geometric object should have visible surfaces that interact with light differently. A cube, for example, contains multiple faces, and each face will receive varying amounts of illumination depending on the location of the light source. Decide early where your light originates. A single directional light source creates consistency throughout the artwork and strengthens the realism of the three-dimensional illusion. If the light is coming from the upper left, surfaces facing that direction should appear brighter, while opposite planes become progressively darker. This contrast between light and shadow transforms flat geometric sketches into convincing spatial structures. As more shapes are added, introduce overlapping forms to increase complexity and depth. Allow certain objects to partially obscure others, creating layers that suggest distance. Professional artists often use overlapping geometry to establish hierarchy and guide attention toward focal points. The focal area should contain the highest contrast, strongest detail, and most dynamic interaction of forms. Once the geometric architecture is complete, begin refining edges and contours. Sharp, clean lines are critical in geometric artwork because they communicate precision and intentional design. Even when creating highly abstract compositions, clarity of structure maintains visual impact. As you develop the piece further, consider incorporating repeating patterns within selected areas. Repetition creates unity while subtle variations prevent monotony. Small triangular facets, repeating hexagonal modules, or segmented linear structures can enrich the visual language of the artwork and reinforce its geometric identity. Color selection plays a crucial role in determining mood and sophistication. Many contemporary geometric artists choose limited color palettes because restraint often produces stronger visual coherence than excessive variety. Consider a palette built around cool blues, deep violets, and metallic silvers for a futuristic atmosphere, or warm oranges, crimson reds, and gold accents for a more energetic and dramatic composition. Begin applying base colors to major forms while maintaining awareness of light direction. Surfaces receiving direct illumination should appear slightly lighter and more saturated, while shadowed areas can shift toward deeper, cooler tones. This subtle color variation enhances dimensionality and prevents the artwork from appearing flat. Gradients can be especially effective in abstract geometric 3D art because they create smooth transitions between planes and suggest reflected light within the environment. As the painting progresses, introduce atmospheric depth by adjusting contrast levels across the composition. Objects intended to appear closer should display stronger contrast, sharper edges, and richer color saturation. Distant forms can become softer, lighter, and less defined. This technique mimics natural visual perception and contributes to the illusion of expansive space. Reflections and secondary lighting effects can further elevate the realism of the piece. Imagine light bouncing from one geometric surface onto another, creating subtle highlights and color contamination. A bright red plane positioned near a silver structure might cast a faint red reflection onto adjacent surfaces. These nuanced interactions bring sophistication and realism to abstract compositions. Continue building complexity by introducing additional geometric elements that complement the primary forms. Thin linear structures, floating fragments, suspended panels, and intersecting grids can add intrigue without overwhelming the design. The key is maintaining a balance between complexity and clarity. Every element should contribute to the overall composition rather than competing for attention. As the artwork becomes more developed, evaluate the distribution of visual weight. Areas containing numerous shapes, intense colors, or strong contrast naturally attract the eye. Ensure that these focal regions are balanced by quieter spaces that provide visual breathing room. Negative space is just as important as occupied space because it allows the viewer to appreciate the relationships between forms. One of the most effective techniques in abstract geometric 3D art is the use of transparency and layered structures. Semi-transparent polygons can overlap to create unexpected color interactions and intricate spatial relationships. When transparent elements intersect, they generate new visual shapes and dimensions that increase complexity while maintaining geometric order. Another powerful approach involves breaking conventional perspective rules by allowing certain forms to appear impossible or physically unrealistic. Floating cubes, fragmented architecture, and gravity-defying arrangements contribute to the surreal quality often associated with modern abstract geometric design. As you continue refining the artwork, focus on edge highlights. Thin lines of brightness placed along selected edges can dramatically enhance the illusion of dimensionality. These highlights represent areas where light catches sharp surfaces and helps separate forms from their surroundings. Use them selectively to avoid visual clutter. Texture can also play a subtle but meaningful role. Although geometric art often emphasizes smooth surfaces, delicate textural variations can enrich the visual experience. Consider incorporating brushed metallic effects, polished reflective finishes, matte surfaces, or faint procedural patterns within certain shapes. These textures create contrast and make the composition feel more tangible. At this stage, begin evaluating the overall harmony of the piece. Step back and observe how the elements interact as a unified whole. Are there areas that feel too crowded? Are certain colors dominating excessively? Is the focal point immediately recognizable? Professional artists regularly assess these questions throughout the creative process. Refinement is often what separates an average artwork from an exceptional one. Continue adjusting proportions, color relationships, and lighting until every component feels integrated within the larger design. To further enhance depth, introduce cast shadows beneath floating forms. Shadows anchor objects within space and clarify their position relative to surrounding structures. The shape, intensity, and direction of each shadow should remain consistent with the established lighting system. In advanced geometric compositions, multiple layers of shadow and reflected light create remarkable visual richness. As the final stages approach, concentrate on contrast management. High contrast should be reserved for focal areas, while secondary regions remain slightly subdued. This strategy directs attention exactly where intended and prevents visual confusion. Consider adding a few unexpected accent colors to create moments of excitement within the composition. A bright cyan highlight against a predominantly monochromatic environment, or a vivid orange accent within cool blue surroundings, can generate powerful visual energy. These accents should be used sparingly so they maintain their impact. The finishing process involves enhancing details, cleaning edges, refining gradients, and ensuring smooth transitions between forms. Examine every section carefully and eliminate inconsistencies that disrupt the illusion of depth. Strengthen highlights where necessary, deepen shadows strategically, and refine geometric alignments. Professional quality artwork often emerges through patient attention to these final adjustments rather than dramatic changes. As viewers engage with the completed piece, they should experience a sense of exploration, discovering new relationships, patterns, and dimensions each time they look. Successful abstract geometric 3D art combines mathematical structure with artistic imagination, creating a visual experience that feels both precise and expressive. The interplay of geometry, light, shadow, color, and spatial organization transforms simple shapes into a compelling multi-dimensional world. By mastering composition, perspective, dimensional rendering, color harmony, and finishing techniques, artists can create sophisticated abstract geometric artworks that command attention and communicate a sense of innovation, elegance, and creative vision. The beauty of this artistic style lies in its limitless possibilities, where even the simplest geometric forms can evolve into extraordinary visual landscapes filled with depth, movement, and architectural wonder, inspiring viewers to look beyond the surface and immerse themselves in a world constructed entirely from shape, light, and imagination.